Take one.
Right, we all ready? Good? Yeah, sharp up. Welcome to the Omnitude video AMA. We're going to be answering some of your questions. We're going to try and do some live with our Telegram channel after this. I'm Chris Painter, obviously you know me as the CEO, I do exist. To my left is Ben.
I'm Ben Bennett and I'm the Operations Director.
I'm Greg, you've obviously met me on the community Telegram if you've been dealing in there.
And I'm John, I'm the Brand Director.
Right, if we could have the first question please.
So what do you require from merchants and customers in order to join the Omnitude platform?
From merchants we'll have some element of staking to guarantee against, or mitigate I guess against fraud. So you'll deposit a certain amount of tokens to join the platform. Customers will just need an Omnitude ID, they'll be free to register, and merchants that onboard customers will be rewarded for bringing them into the ecosystem.
Do you really need a blockchain token to implement your idea?
Yes, because one of the things we want to do with Omnitude is enable you to kind of implement other blockchain technologies quickly with other systems. It'd be a major failing point if the last step in that journey as such wasn't transparent, decentralized and immutable. It also then means that the data that we're moving can be quite sensitive data, and you can be assured that that's not been tampered with, and it'd become a major feature of the platform.
We have another question, which I believe should be one for John here.
Me.
Now, what is the meaning of life, John?
The meaning of life. Oh, so I get the easy question. Okay. The meaning of life. Well, I think the meaning of life is find out the things that you enjoy doing, and have fun doing them, and do more of them as often as you can. And I think that's the meaning of life.
There's not a dry eye in the house. It's beautiful.
What are the advantages of Omnitude blockchain with other existing blockchains?
I think on that one we need to. I know we've got a future question that's going to answer it at the same time. So if we go on, we'll skip that one and we'll answer it in the next one together.
How much Omni could an Omni chucker chuck if an Omni chucker could chuck Omni?
How much Omni would an Omni chucker chuck if an Omni chucker could chuck Omni? Interesting question. I think if we look at actually Omni being chucked, the distance of which is, I believe, measurable by looking at the square root of pi. If we start to bring in a number of angular issues as well, we could probably establish that. I think in the interest of everybody's time and sanity, we won't go into the mathematics of that right now, but I would reckon at least a good handful.
Also bear in mind that Omni is an R-ticker, an e-commerce.
How much ecom could it chuck? Well, I could have a clear answer for that one, but you didn't ask the question, so.
And what is this all about?
John.
Oh, me? Oh, what is this all about? Well, this here, us sitting down, is all about us trying to answer questions. And when questions like that come up, I ask that question myself. But what is Omnitude all about is a different question. And Omnitude is a middleware layer. It allows big enterprise systems, warehouse management systems, customer relationship management systems, all of these systems that these big businesses have, it allows them to talk to each other. And when those systems talk to each other and that data shuttles back and forth, you start to get a bigger picture, you get more information. That information then can distill itself into knowledge. So the advantage for businesses to take this middleware layer is the fact that they can get real-time knowledge of what their business actually looks like and what their customers actually want. But it doesn't just stop there. It's a far bigger question. So when you use blockchain to be able to shuttle that data through these different systems, it gives you a connection. It allows you to connect these systems easier. But it starts in retail because that's where our experience is. But it can go on much further than that, and that's why we are building a community to help understand what else we can do with this blockchain technology, because it's limitless. So we start where we start with our retail solutions, and then we just keep growing.
Can you please explain nodes, how they work, how they benefit the project, how will the master node be, how many coins do we need, and just all about nodes? Can you explain
It's all
those?
about the node. So nodes, the Omnitude will be running quite a large network of our own nodes with some enterprise partners. That gives us a bit of guarantee over speed of the network and predictability. We'll also then be given the opportunity for other people to run master nodes. We haven't done the full token economics around that, about what the staking will be for those nodes, but we'll ensure it's comparable to other projects. And for us, we want to encourage people to run more nodes. And part of that is ensuring that the staking is not too high, but there's not a large barrier to entry. The nodes themselves will effectively running the Omnitude network. They'll be they'll be doing our consensus, validating, and they'll be sharing in econ block rewards across the platform. Did I answer all of those? It's quite a long question.
How much
It was
are
just
they?
about nodes, basically. The question was,
Okay.
yeah.
Obviously, anything more about nodes, we'll be doing, ahead of the main ICO, we'll be releasing a full kind of document on how the nodes will work, staking and so on, with a lot more detail on that.
How do they benefit the project?
Well, they're essential. For any blockchain, you need nodes to act as your consensus and validation. So we need nodes. We could run the entire one ourselves, but then, one of the benefits of blockchain is decentralization. So we want to spread those nodes as far as possible geographically. All right, let's move on. Can we have the next one?
When will the KYC start?
I think that's for me. We've already started this week. We obviously got thousands of participants in the token sale, which is fantastic, but it's taking us a little while to get through them, because unfortunately we have to get through them one by one. Obviously we'll keep in touch as we have updates on that, but it's sort of just going as quickly as we can. Obviously you're keen to get sort of your hands on them, and I appreciate that, and we're working to enable that.
The logo is pretty cool and grabbed my attention when visiting the site. What inspired your logo creation?
Oh, well, it's simple for a start, and I like simple things because I'm a simple man. And there's a little secret in there, because if you turn the logo to its side, it's a 1 and a 0, so there's a binary element to it. But also, when it's back up the way it is, it can be one of two things. It can be a rising sun, which is optimistic. It's a new dawn. Blockchain is heralding great changes for all of us. And the second part is you can actually turn it into a face as well. And we have, and it's good fun. And you've got to have fun with your identity, and it's instantly recognisable, and that's what we want for Omnitude.
Nice.
Great. Can you explain who your competitors are?
Competitors, that's a dirty word. We often get compared to a number of blockchain solutions that are in the marketplace at the moment. And I think, simply put, those other businesses and solutions are answering perhaps one use case. Omnitude is creating an ecosystem that will be all-encompassing, and what I mean by that is that actually these solutions that are already in the marketplace that we're being compared to can actually deploy their own blockchain to e-commerce customers via Omnitude. So what we're not doing is saying that actually our customers can only use an Omnitude decentralized app. What we're saying is that they can have access to any application using blockchain deployed via Omnitude as a middleware layer. So there isn't anything in the marketplace that we're aware of that competes directly with Omnitude now. But if there are some young challengers out there that want to come along and have a go, competition's healthy. But I think right now where we're at, it's entirely unique. So I'll be interested in hearing everybody's feedback as to that as well.
When are you going to be listed on exchanges?
I'll take that. We're working on that as quickly as we can. We obviously know you want to be on exchanges. We want you to be on exchanges as much as anyone. We're working quickly and talking to as many as we can get our hands on, but unfortunately there's hoops to jump through and it does take a little bit of time to get listed. But as soon as we do have an update, we will let you know, don't worry. But still sort of working on that. We're hoping this year, about Q2, Q3 will be hopefully just after the main sale.
We'd aim to, just to add to that, we'd aim to be listed on at least one, if not two, major exchanges within a couple of weeks of the end of the main sale. If I could, next question please.
Yep. What will drive the price of the Ecom token if fiat can be accepted by the vendors?
So one of the things to push adoption of blockchain is the ease of participating with fiat. So the entire Omnitude ecosystem will run with Ecom tokens used kind of throughout it. But to the consumer, there's no way that you can take an e-commerce site and force it to be entirely crypto only. It would stifle the adoption of that. So we've got something very clever that we're going to be working around in terms of payments that A, generates Ecom as gas, but also enables fiat and other crypto payments to be taken at the point of sale.
Can you give a use case of your system?
So, trying to think which one. One of the good ones, I think, still for me, is single sign-on to anything connected to Omnitude. Once we get it in, that's just massive to be able to. Once we start getting adoption, just going to an e-commerce site and being signed in, having your addresses there available, having your preferences available. It means less chance of kind of your details being hijacked, but just the convenience. I'm really bad. I just go to Amazon because I can 2 clicks and I bought something. A lot of Amazon boxes. So just convenience, and that'll drive adoption. And then, that's as a consumer, that's really exciting. As a developer, the ability to start doing these data flows and some of the stuff that I've seen possible in an enterprise system, and what happens when you give the tools to innovate to everyone is when you get really amazing ideas, when everyone's empowered to start making programs, that it doesn't have to be difficult, that with the correct interface. And we've seen this, you see people now, they're becoming kind of Google Docs wizards, where they're kind of doing basic programming in that, and then doing real innovation. The people with the ideas aren't the tech departments or the IT departments. The people with the ideas are the ones that are actually there in the business. And once you give them the right tools, you start to, it's an entirely new generation of tech.
Hear, hear.
Will there be a whitelist, and how can you avoid a gas war?
So we're still on the fence, to be totally honest, about the whitelist. I think one of the things we'd probably like to do is involve the community in that decision a bit. In terms of a gas war, with any ICO, there's always quite a lot of demands on Ethereum to push that in. One of the things we've done to mitigate that is every single contributor has their own wallet. So in a normal ICO, it's all going into one smart contract, and then you get the congestion. Because we're going into 20,000 wallets at once, that's the best thing we can do to avoid a gas war.
I think this is one for Ben. Any news on the prototype?
Sure, so we are building a proof of concept. Anyone in the Telegram channels would be aware that we're public about we're building that right now. This will be available before the main token sale. Part of what I've been doing is ensuring the right people are building it for us, and that has included hiring a great team of developers, and we'll be releasing more information on those over time. But essentially everything we do will start to have our GitHubs available for you guys to look at code. We'll be able to see the commits that we're making to that, and development diaries as well. So all of that will be available to anybody before the need to commit to any main token sale.
How can I get involved, Greg?
That's a great question. The nice thing about Omnitude is that anyone can get involved. It's not exclusive, and obviously we're trying to open up to everyone we can. This could just be open up discussions on Telegram, sharing with your friends or someone that might be interested, or going to other channels that perhaps we're aware we're not in every channel. We can't be everywhere at once. So it might be actually you go somewhere like Reddit or your favourite kind of gathering place and saying, hey, check this out. Share it around. If perhaps you think you've got something to actually add to the core team, we're always looking for good talent. You can email us at careers@omnitude.tech. Let us know what you can offer us, and it'd be great to get in touch with everyone.
How will app creation work?
So we'll have, obviously I said in the last one, we want to empower everyone to be able to use Omnitude. So there'll be kind of different levels of interface to building apps, with the simplest one being a drag and drop interface that people then start building data flows within that and doing the kind of merging, translation and push and pull of data via that. But then also we need something for power users to do. So there'll also be a scripting interface within that enables a lot more functionality to be built. And again, it's still early days on that. And we'll release more details on that. We want to do a lot of research, a lot of UI work around that. And again, with some of the technical partners that we're onboarding, is consult with them in terms of ways that we can make it easy for them to innovate within our platform and expose as much of the kind of the guts of it as possible for adjustment to then make it easy to further the platform.
There's another one for Greg here. Why don't we have, or why don't you have a bigger presence on Reddit?
It's an interesting question. Obviously, we'd love a big presence everywhere. Unfortunately, we have a limited resource available. Obviously, Telegram's grown phenomenally, which has been fantastic, and obviously we couldn't be happier with sort of the community that's been growing out of that. So it'd be good to obviously start growing Reddit, and obviously we can't do it alone. And look forward to obviously the community, you guys actually getting involved in there and helping us grow it. So it's something we're looking to grow and part of our longer term strategy. It's just not at this point been our main focus, but we'll be improving that coming forward.
Cool. How come you've gone under the radar, John?
Have we really? Well, we wanted as an idea to grow organically for a start. It's a startup, so most startups happen very quickly, and we've happened very quickly. But our agility is our strength. We don't want to be the hype outfit. What we do generally means something to us, and we want to involve people that it generally means something to as well. We don't want a pump and dump culture where everyone gets excited, comes in and then leaves. This is for the long term, and so we're happy to have stayed under the radar for as long as we have. I don't think we're under the radar anymore, and I think things are just about to get really interesting, and I'd make the most of us being under the radar at the moment, if that's the case, because it's not going to last very long.
So final question, one for you, John. Why did you call your business Omnitude?
Good question. Omnitude is probably one of the oldest things about the business. Not that much is very old in the business. Chris came up with this idea of Omnitude probably late at night somewhere. Yeah, he might have woke up in the middle of the night and started to try and explain it to me. And the concept's quite big, and we were battling names back and forwards, and we couldn't really agree on one. And then it just kind of popped up, and you look at the dictionary definition of Omnitude, and it's about universality, and that in itself kind of ideally matches this idea, this concept that we're delivering with Omnitude. So it kind of, when we both saw it, we kind of liked it, and the other guys liked it, and hey, it's a great name, and it looks good, and it means exactly what we are, everything.
That's it.
Is that it? Is that us done? I think that's us done. Is that us done, Chris?
I think everyone in the channel has already asked us anything. As you've seen, we're quite active in Telegram, all of us. No one is.
Greg.
It's really annoying.
Greg.
I put it on silent, I'm sorry.
I actually do have a question.
Right.
Greg, what on earth were you thinking when you put that shirt on this morning?
I thought it was awesome. Bird shirt.
Yes.
You're just jealous.
He's flying. He's taking off.
Yeah, Greg's flying. Greg's flying.
Thanks everyone for watching. One of the, just as kind of a finishing point to that, is one of the things I'm really excited about is within a few months of the main sale ending, we're going to have our first Omnitude event. It'll be in London. It'll be the first of many that you'll get the chance to come meet all of the team, everyone that's been involved in building Omnitude. We'll have a day of talks, sessions, both about Hyperledger, blockchain, and obviously Omnitude itself. And to that extent, we'd love to hear your ideas about what we should be covering in the event. Anyone you think we should be inviting to the event. Priority to all tickets. Tickets will be free, and priority will be given to all Omnitude ticket holders. And it's our way of kind of introducing you to the Omnitude community. We'll set up a form and so on soon that you can start to contribute towards that. And over the coming months, you'll start to hear more and more about that. We'll try and lock in a venue and a date as soon as possible, just so those from further afield can start making your travel plans. And then obviously I'd love to join you for a beer afterwards. That's it.
Excellent. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks very much.
Bye.
Um,
How can I get involved, Greg?
That's a good one. It's the nice thing about Omnitude is anyone can get involved. You can obviously talk to us on Telegram, open discussions, go share.
No.
Please.
Sorry.
Sneeze.
Wait, can we please do an outtakes?
Alright, let's go again.
Right.
What?
Can make sure your face isn't bright red. Breathe a bit. Gee, what a snot on everyone's jacket.
Come on.
Okay.